can work it out. 'Cause giving in is oh so hard when love is at stake. Where there's a will, there's a way. Now if we only knew how. Learning the ropes, learning to laugh at our fears, learning to fight through these years that bring us closer together. Learning the ropes, learning the first golden rule, knowing that anything is possible. 'Cause nothing's gonna keep us from learning the ropes.
Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Learning the Ropes. I'm XLJ, the OG, joined by my other brother from my other mother, one Michael J. Duplessis. How you doing, buddy?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. And also joined by Finn Balor, the demon.
Yeah, Demon Finn.
Demon Finn. That's you look so adorable. Like I just want to like touch you, and not inappropriately. You got some dust on you. What is that? What the hell is that? Like,
What is on his arm? What is going on?
Why? What are we doing here? Like, where did this come from? Like, oh, there he is, Mr. B. Roll. Where the hell did you get that?
I have so many questions.
Yes. And how many orifices has it been in?
But it's teeny tiny, so
Easy to insert. That poor demon. Seriously, where'd you get that? Like, I don't remember ever seeing. What is that?
I think our good pal, I think Nicholas gave it to me.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, I think
He's always
Nicholas
getting the
gave
good
it to
stuff.
me. Yeah.
Look at the demon. He looks so cute. Well, welcome to another episode of Learning the Ropes tonight here on Cole TV. And folks, it is our go home show because WrestleMania is next week. Holy shit, guys. Can you believe WrestleMania is this close to being here finally?
Yeah,
No,
it feels
not really. It's crazy.
Yeah. And this year is going to be a very special one coming from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. And I'm so happy to say I will be there. I'll be leaving next Wednesday. So pumped. Gonna get to check out the Dragon Gate show to kick things off. The Collective is going to be bonkers. Y'all seeing some of these matches that are getting announced for the Collective?
Yes, because I've sent them to you.
Facts. But I've sent some as well. Like I just saw tonight they're doing that on Progress. They're doing Minoru Suzuki against that one guy from Progress, the guy who does the paint and stuff, Noir or whatever.
Yeah.
I am so hyped for that. So hyped for that. Like each one of these shows has got something special going to it. But anyways, but of course, it being WrestleMania season, that is the topic at hand tonight. We are going to be talking WrestleMania. This could be a fun one. I know this one when I can't remember if I suggested it, Mike suggested it, but as soon as
you suggested it, and I freaked the fuck out.
Yeah, you were just like, oh baby, you were like Booker T.
Yes, and
NXT.
I got my list done in 24 hours.
Shucky ducky quack
Shucky
quack.
ducky quack quack, baby. But tonight's gonna be a fun episode because we are talking about WrestleMania matches. But we're talking about those matches that are unsung. They don't get enough credit, enough due. We are talking WrestleMania hidden gems. We're giving you our Baker's Dozen, our top 13 WrestleMania hidden gems. It's gonna be a fun one. But as always, when we start off on Learning the Ropes, we gotta kick it off. We'll plug a Palooza. And of course, this week on Cole TV, you can catch a replay of Pro Wrestling 60, which is available now. And don't forget to tune in here tomorrow night for a brand new episode of Friday Night Movie Night as we watch Samurai Cop 2. And I got to tell you, folks, this is an interesting episode to say the least. A little chaotic. Craziness happens. You're going to have to tune in and see what we're talking about. That premieres tomorrow night here at 7 p.m. Eastern on Cole TV. And then next week, of course, you can catch a new episode of Pro Wrestling 60. And we'll also have a brand new episode of I'm Your Huckleberry and our WrestleMania prediction show. And then after that, it's the big ones. Not one, not two, but 3 amazing weeks of content coming to you straight here on Cold TV. Of course, we'll have our WrestleMania week with our vlogs, a special PW60 episode. all that coming to you. The week after that will be our special collective week where you will see some of the all the vlogs from my experience at GCW's Collective. And then the week after that will be Squared Circle Expo week because it's crazy. Right after WrestleMania, we're going to be right back at it the following weekend in Indianapolis for Squared Circle Expo 5. So you're going to have to come see us. We got a table there. We're going to have some surprises, all sorts of fun. So if you're in the Indianapolis area on, when is it, B-roll? Like the 26th and 27th? Or something
The
like
weekend
that?
after WrestleMania.
The weekend after WrestleMania. It's the 25th and the 26th. I had to look at my calendar there.
Yes.
You gotta come. Make sure you come by, see us at our booth, say hi, because we're gonna be there and it's gonna be an amazing time. I mean, there's a cavalcade of guests. Everybody from Will Ospreay to Bret the Hitman Hart, Swerve Strickland, Orange Cassidy, and that's just naming a few. Like literally over 100 wrestlers are gonna be there, and we'll be there as well. So seriously, come on out to Indianapolis the weekend after WrestleMania. It's going to be a hell of a good time. And as always, you can get some of our sweet merch over on ProWrestlingTees.com. Just look up Cole TV. You can get a Cole TV shirt. You can get a PW60 shirt. And we promise one day we'll have more merch available out there. One day. And of course, we got to mention our cousins over on World Championship Wreckage. Mike is holding it down every Monday night with Michaela and Doug for Netflix and Raw. This past week was a fun episode. Or no, they weren't back in the. Were they back in the States? It's been
They
a while.
were.
They were. Okay, I'm not going crazy.
Yeah, no, they were in the States, and it was a good episode of Raw. It was a really good episode of Raw, except for Adam Pearce saying that Rhea Ripley was representing the Judgment Day.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
That was wild.
Wishful thinking.
And then he got caught staring at EO's ass.
As did the rest of the world. I'm just saying, I don't think they make shorts shorter than that, but God bless you, EO Sky. God bless you. Well, that being said, gentlemen, let's get right into our topic here as we were talking about WrestleMania hidden gem matches. Mike, I want to ask you, in your mind, what makes a good hidden gem match at WrestleMania?
Like you said, it's those matches that don't get talked about. They're usually in the middle of the card, but they're entering great matches that just don't, like, for some reason, either the main event is too big and gets talked about above these matches, or it's a storyline that nobody cares about, but the match itself is just somehow way better than people thought would be.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of under promise and over deliver with these matches that we're going to be talking about here tonight. So we're going to give you our top 13 of our favorite hidden gem matches. Mike, would you want to get us started, my friend?
Yes. Number 13 for me is in WrestleMania 19 in Seattle. And it is the women's triple threat of Trish Stratus versus Victoria versus Jazz.
That is a great match.
Yes. Two great heels in Victoria and Jazz. Trish getting the shocking, surprising win after getting her buzz kicked. You have Victoria with Stevie Richards at that point in that psychotic heel character that they were doing, where they were both kind of off their rockers.
Yeah.
Just I think that was some of my favorite Stevie work.
Yeah. In WWE, absolutely.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a guy who doesn't get enough love, man. Stevie Richards.
No, not at all.
I mean, everybody, my first thought when you say his name, I go with the ECW, of course, and the BW.
I go with WCW.
You go with WCW?
Yeah, him getting beat up.
Him and Raven's Flock and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Interesting. But Stevie was he's such a talented dude, and like him and Victoria was kind of like weird odd couple, but like it freaking worked.
It worked. Yeah. I didn't get to watch ECW Stevie like live as a kid because I was so young. So so it was like WCW and like TNA are like my two favorite Stevies.
I can respect that. Yeah, had a great run in TNA too. Is Doctor Stevie and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stevie Richards, such a versatile, and of course everybody remembers it from the Right to Censor, and yeah. But you're right. This was arguably at that time frame. I mean, the women's division was great, but I think these were by far the three best performers.
Yes, and they were three, especially at that time, because it was the height of that bra and panties like lingerie era.
Mm-hmm.
That those three kind of just showed, no, we can kick ass in the ring, like we can wrestle, we can fight, and they kind of proved it there. There's
Yeah,
certain matches during that era. It shows like, oh, if you give these women the right like time and like let them do what they do, you can actually have some great matches here.
yeah. That I was getting ready to say that time frame is a turning point for the women's division in the WWE. Because this one, it's like you say, it's like, oh, okay, there's actually more to this than just the TNA, so to speak.
Yeah.
And no, I don't mean Test and Albert, but just saying. Well, that's a hell of a great one to kick off your list. And you know what? 19 is one of the all-time great WrestleManias. It's such a beloved WrestleMania.
It's such a
I know.
beloved WrestleMania, but there's so many great hidden matches on that
Mhm.
Mania because
Yep.
the main events get talked about so much. It's
Yeah.
just like it's
And
Revit is a great WrestleMania because of the main events, but the undercard is phenomenal.
I have got a match on my list too as well from that one, which we'll talk about here momentarily. But kicking off my list, I am going to go back to WrestleMania 26 in Arizona. Was a loaded show with a lot of storylines going on, but this is one of those storylines that kind of just a lot of people just forgot about for whatever reason. But the match itself is really good, and it really was like a great big defining moment for someone early on in their career. And the match I'm talking about is Triple H versus Sheamus from WrestleMania 26.
God.
A lot of people forget about that rivalry because this is right when Sheamus was shocking the world because none of us thought like within his first year on like TV he was going to win the WWE title.
Yeah.
And yeah, he wins the WWE championship at TLC, holds on to it for a couple months, drops it at Elimination Chamber, and then it's like going into WrestleMania season. Who's he going to work with? Oh, I don't know. We'll just give you the cerebral sass in the game. That and those two guys at that time frame too. It was kind of like almost a passing of the torch, sort of, so to speak, in a sense of like. Because Sheamus was like that brawling brute, you know, that big, the muscle, the heavy,
Yeah.
I'm going to do whatever it takes to take you out. And Triple H is kind of in the twilight of his career at this time frame too.
Yeah.
It's a damn good matchup. It's a physical matchup. Only
They
thing
beat each other the fuck up.
yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Only thing I would have changed was possibly the outcome. Understand why Triple H went over, but I would have loved to see Sheamus go over. But you look at Sheamus's trajectory at that time frame too. Later that year, like he wins back the WWE Championship and holds it for a good part of the year as well.
Yeah.
So for me, that's my number 13. Is Triple H versus Sheamus from WrestleMania 26. Now number 12, we're gonna go to WrestleMania 19.
Oh, does
And
Hero not have a list?
or do you have anybody you want to mention, or did you? I thought the student was
not
just.
sure.
The student is going to be learning tonight, but you
Okay,
guys talking
just
about
making
you
sure.
guys talking about Sheamus makes me think of how much I do miss Sheamus.
He needs to be on TV.
I
Yeah, he
miss
does
him.
need to be on TV. Facts. But my number 12, we're gonna go to WrestleMania 19, and I just have a sneaking suspicion this is probably on your list later, Mike. But for number 12, I want to talk about the opening match of WrestleMania 19 for the Cruiserweight title. And it was Rey Mysterio Jr. challenging Matt Hardy for the Cruiserweight Championship.
Not on my list.
Oh, okay. I had a feeling
I
it was going
try
to be.
to stick to one match per WrestleMania.
Oh, okay. Okay. See, you call B-roll out and he disappeared. Oh, he's back. There you are. This is just a fun opener, man. This is a fun and such a fun time frame too for these guys. You know, this was Rey Mysterio's first WrestleMania, the first we get of like his great costumes and ensembles and gear. Of course, I love this one personally because like I'm a big fan of the Daredevil comics, and this was like a tribute to Daredevil.
Yeah.
And I will say this: I actually did enjoy the movie. I don't care what anybody says. Thought it was a good movie.
That was the bad Ben Affleck movie, right?
It was a Ben Affleck movie, and
I was like,
yes,
I've never seen it, but I remember the commercial. It's him and Jennifer Gardner.
Garner. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. They
Yeah,
didn't do
never
the
watched it.
greatest, but Colin Farrell is an excellent bullseye. I'll just say, and Michael Clark Duncan as the Kingpin is the shit. So there, I said what I said. I stand on my ground. But no, just a great matchup, and the whole stuff with Matt Hardy, what he was doing at this time frame. You know, the Mattitude and the stuff
The-
with Shannon
Shannon and
Moore,
Crash.
the Little MFers, you know, the Mattitude followers, if you know, you know. And just the whole Matt Hardy like barely make him weight and stuff for the cruiserweight division and stuff. Like it's a quick match, but it's a fun match. It was a great way to kick off what was an incredible WrestleMania. So for my number 12, I'm going with Rey Mysterio, Matt Hardy from WrestleMania 19. How about you, my friend? What's your number 12?
My number 12 is the Rockers versus Barbarian and Haku at WrestleMania 7.
Yeah.
This is, in my opinion, like the start of like Shawn Michaels being Mr. WrestleMania, because this match is a tag match, but Shawn Michaels kind of showed out as being that smaller guy against two big brawling brutes like Haku and a Barbarian. And Marty did his thing too, but it's just like you kind of at this point, in my opinion, can tell that Shawn's kind of above. Like there's levels to this shit.
Mhm.
Uh, and the Harpoon Barbarian too, a great heel tag team managed by Bobby Heenan. Uh, that just beat people the fuck up. So there's that great dichotomy of the high flyers versus the brawlers that I just think is genius and well played in this match.
Oh my god, it is. Spoiler alert, it's on my list too, but it's a little bit later. But no, it's a tremendous tag team match, and that's the one thing too, man. Like with WrestleMania's, like the opening matchup is so key. Like
Yeah.
the main event, yeah, it's what draws us. But I at this point, the opening contest of WrestleMania is almost as important. Like
Very
if
much so.
okay, if the main event's here, then there is the opening match. Like
Yeah.
that's how important it is because it sets a precedent for the night.
Yes. It's
And,
going to make people want to stay in their seats for the rest of the card.
yeah,
Yeah, I was watching a video the other day. It's like opening the show at WrestleMania is like if you can't main event, it's that is like the next best spot is getting to
Yeah.
open the show.
mhm.
And I'll say personally for this year, I hope this year we start with a little bit of yeet.
I would not be shocked if they started with Gunther and Jay. Which, by the way, as we're live here, have they officially announced what matches are on what night? All we know
No.
is the night 1 and night 2 main events. That's
Yeah.
it, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, hopefully we can find out here maybe this week on SmackDown or maybe come Monday on Raw.
Yeah.
But
Or at least like on social media at some point this week. Yeah.
yeah, surely it's going to get announced soon. So, no, dude, that's a tremendous one. Like I say, I've got my thoughts on it, which I'll share here momentarily. All right, what is your number 11? Hidden
My
Gem
number
match?
11 is WrestleMania 15, and it is Shane McMahon versus X-Pac for the European title.
My brother,
This
my
match
brother.
should not be as fucking good as it is.
You know what's funny? This was
You
my
have-
11 too.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like this was Shane's coming out party.
Yes,
That
very
he's
much
just
so.
not Vince's son. That he actually cares about the business and took it seriously. Like this match should not be good because the storyline is wild. It's Shane and his little cronies, the Mean Street Posse, and they're rich white kids, and they're just gonna like bully DX, and it's just like, how could this get over? And they make it work. They have multiple matches that year. that are just really good. Shane and X-Pac. Maybe it's because they hung out outside the ring with their partying. If you watch X-Pac's shoe interviews, you know. Uh, but yeah, this match is really good.
It really is, and it's like you say, this is literally the first real match that showed like, oh shit, Shane McMahon can actually go. This isn't like a comedy act or anything. Like this is like he's legit.
Yeah,
Like he is athletically gifted. And it's so crazy to think, Mike, just like to imagine a time where like we just looked at Shane as like, a throwaway, not a viable competitor. And
yeah.
you look
No,
at
he
all the
was.
shit Shane's done since this.
Yeah, I mean, up to this point, he was a commentator on Heat, and he was Vince's son.
Yeah, and he was like just that annoying twerp you just want to punch in the face.
Yeah, and he worked it well as a heel.
Oh yeah,
Where
100%.
Where he was kind of like a Jimmy Hart, where
Yeah.
like you thought you knew you can kick his ass,
Oh yeah.
and then he
Yeah.
proved you wrong.
And this match also for the European Championship too, as well, with which Shane was the champ.
Yeah, and that's a title that doesn't get spoken about. I have a few European title matches like on my card because there was an era there in the late '90s, early 2000s where like that title had some great matches.
Yeah, no, I agree with that 100%. And then the whole story here, of course, the Mean Street Greenwich, the kid. Also, as much as this was kind of a coming out for Shane McMahon, also this is really kind of giving X-Pac like a big like matchup at WrestleMania too.
Yeah,
which he really hadn't had at this point.
No, not in this run. He had a few like during the six era or the 1-2-3 kid where he had some big matches. But yeah, this was like his return to the company. Like I'm here and I'm like I'm part of the main. I'm not gonna say main event, but he was like top tier.
Yeah,
like, you can rely on him for a great match.
Yeah, and you and the big fallout from this one too is the split of DX.
Yeah,
which a lot of people, because if you remember correctly at the time frame, China had left DX and joined the corporation, and then her and Hunter had reunited earlier in the night during Hunter's match against Kane.
And everybody thought he was rejoining DX, and then they stabbed X-Pac in the back.
Yep. And then I'll never forget as a kid the hearing the Road Dogg talk after this match.
Oh, they were so pissed.
And he's just like he's telling Michael Cole, he's like, "No, I call him a jack off. He's a jack off." Like Michael would say it on the air. It was so good. But yeah, and also too with this one, unsung hero Test working the corner for Shane McMahon as well.
Yeah.
Great matchup, but it's a great matchup. And I will say this is the only match really worth watching on WrestleMania 15, in my opinion. And that includes the Austin Rock match, which is fine, but like it's the weakest of the trilogy of Austin Rock matches. So
facts.
But yes, that was our number 11. Now we're getting into the top 10, and my number 10 going to what many people say is the greatest WrestleMania of all time, WrestleMania 17. And we know it's loaded with a lot of great matches, a lot of big main event matches, Austin Rock, TLC 2, the first encounter between Taker and Triple H. But what really makes this show great is some of the undercard matches, and there's some damn good ones. But at my number 10, I will think, in my opinion, is the greatest hardcore championship match in WrestleMania history. I'm going with Raven versus The Big Show versus Kane. This is just fun. It's fucking fun. This is that era with the hardcore title. This is what those matches are supposed to be. It's just fun and chaotic. Like, for God's sakes, they almost knocked the power out of the fucking Astrodome, man. Like,
I'm surprised no one got fired from this match.
For real. Like, just the chaos of it, too. And you say this on paper, and B-Roll, I'm sure the wheels are spinning in your head like, wait a minute, what? Raven? Raven wrestled the Big Show and Kane at WrestleMania? Yes, it did happen. And it was for the hardcore title.
Yeah, this was a weird era in Big Show and Kane's career.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like we got to get him on the show. What do we do? All right, fuck it. Let's put him with Raven. Like,
Oh,
and kudos to Raven too, man, for finally getting like a true like wrestle. But matter of fact, yeah,
this
this
is
was
only
this was this was his first and only WrestleMania match, right,
Yep.
Mike?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because the other
Right.
WrestleManias he did during the New Age, he was a manager.
Yeah, it was Johnny Polo, what, like
Y-
10 with the Quebecers.
Yeah, 10 and
Um,
11, I think. But like, no, this was his like one and only WrestleMania match, and it was for a title that
Go
he
figure.
hold like 30 times.
I love like Raven comes out with the shopping cart and the Big Show comes out and they start at then Kane comes out and then they're brawling all throughout the arena. It's crazy, B-roll. Like there's a spot where like literally I can't remember if it's Big Show or Kane, but they throw Raven through like the glass plated
Oh,
window.
it was Big Show. Big Show chucked
Big
that
Show.
man.
Yeah.
He chucked him like a long dart, and it was like, oh, Big Show's murdering Scott Levy.
Yeah.
This is fucked up.
I just saw a murder at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And then
You
there's
knew it was going to be a great hardcore match when Raven came out with a grocery cart.
yeah, absolutely.
Raven and a grocery cart just makes.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good shit.
I mean, he did steal it from New Jack, but you know,
But you know,
stealing some form of flattery in the pro wrestling world.
yeah. Now, if New Jack saw him, he probably would have staple gunned his ass. But that's besides the point. But then there's the moment where like Big Show and Kane have got each other, like they're gonna choke slam, and then they literally go through a wall.
Yeah.
Like, as a matter of fact, I think they break the wall down to the room where Raven was thrown into.
Yeah.
But another crazy spot in this one, B-roll, is there literally is like a chase scene on golf carts where they're trying to chase down like Raven and like one of the doesn't he get hit with the fucking
He
golf?
does. Again, they tried to murder Raven multiple times. I
They
don't
literally-
understand this.
He literally hit the man with the golf cart. But the real crazy thing with this B-roll is like the golf cart, one of the golf carts, and I think it was Kane, wasn't it, that was driving it? It
Yeah.
literally goes off to the side and kind of goes down a divot, and it goes on these big power cords. It was like literally the power that went through the entire fucking arena. Like if they came that much closer, they would have blown the power, and WrestleMania would have been fucked. The greatest WrestleMania almost didn't happen because of this matchup, which is fucking crazy to think.
Because of a golf cart.
Because of a golf cart. And then
Yeah.
you get to the finish of this matchup where like Kane gets up on top of the big old stage and jumps off and does like an elbow to the side to like Big Show, and Raven of course wins the hardcore title. But dude, this is just a fun one. Like if you've never seen this, just go back and watch it. It's just a fun one. And it's cool because it's mixed in like with all this great wrestling action, and I think that's why people love 17
Yeah.
so much. Because it's just like it's a perfect blend of everything.
Yes.
So for me, that was my number 10. What about you, Mike? What you got at 10?
WrestleMania 20, and it's Christian versus Jericho, a match that happened because of a bet.
Yes.
B-roll, who, if you do not know, this storyline started because Christian and Chris Jericho took a bet on who they can kiss first when it became between Trish Stratus and Alita. It was a wild time. And then Chris Jericho catches feelings for Trish, and he wants to call the bet off. And then the match happens, which is Christian and Chris Jericho. Phenomenal chemistry in the ring. That match is phenomenal. Like, great in-ring work. Chris Jericho, one of his few times being a babyface, because he's a great heel. But, like, this was, like, one of his main runs as a babyface. And he, again, great work.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have one of the most underrated heel turns of all time. Trish Stratus kicking Chris Jericho in the balls and teaming up with Christian. That
And
creepy
smacking
little,
the shit out of him too, yeah.
that creepy little bastard.
A creepy little bastard. So I've got a lot of thoughts on this, but spoiler alert, it's a lot higher on my list. So I'm gonna I'm gonna save it for the conversation, but it is a good matchup.
Yeah,
Seriously.
and the end of the end of the segment when Chris Jericho is on his knees crying, and Christian and Trish are on the stage, and they have the sloppiest of kisses.
Mm-hmm. As Jerry Lawler said, the two-tongue tango, I believe.
Yes,
Yeah.
underrated like wrestler manager combo was Christian and Trish.
Yeah,
Like
I
they had
think
a
so.
short run together, but it was really good
Mm-hmm.
in 2004. It was
And
weird.
for a man who loves pettiness, this is right in your wheelhouse, right, Mike?
It is. I'm a horrible human being.
I wouldn't say that.
This is coming from a kid who grew up watching Jerry Springer. I like some fucked up shit. And a guy getting cheated on and stabbed in the back by his best friend is just,
It's good shit, pal.
it is.
Hey, I mean, in the world of wrestling, we just call that a Tuesday. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
That is the facts.
Facts.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. Tell him when he's telling lies, and he is not. That's wonderful. That's a really good one. And that was your number 9, right?
No,
That
that was
where
my
we're
number 10.
number 10. Okay, yeah. What is your number 9?
Light heavyweight championship, WrestleMania 14. We're gonna go from just a great storyline with some backstabbiness to phenomenal high flying action as Taka Michinoku takes on Agua,
Mm-hmm.
a Japanese legend and a Lucha Libre legend. Just put on a phenomenal match that at that point the WWF had not seen before.
No.
They had some high flying lucha libre, like all over the place wrestling that just was very out of place when it came to the WWF at that time. And put talk on the match or on the map,
Oh yeah.
and actually put Agu on the map too because he had a great short little run there with Alita as his manager there in '99.
Oh yeah, when he took the mask off and was Poppy Chulu.
Yeah,
And then what it was, yeah, or whatever they called him. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was,
Yeah. Yeah,
but
this
yeah,
is a good one.
yeah.
Spoiler, it's on my list too as well. I think you and I are gonna have a lot of similar ones, but it's a little bit higher on mine. But
But yeah, if you just want to see some like lucha libre in a world of non lucha libre wrestling, go watch this match.
it's like a palate cleanser, but in a good way.
Yeah,
Like 'cause you got the attitude era stuff, and then all of a sudden, oh okay, oh that's on here. Okay, cool, I can dig it.
Hmm.
Wonderful. Yeah.
that sounds like one that would be right up my alley. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know really who either of
oh
those two.
yeah, you don't know
Yeah.
about. Ooh, Taka had some great matches back in the day.
Yeah, a lot of people think of Taka. The first thing I think of is like, oh, Kai and Tai comedy, but Taka had some great matches in this era.
You know what Taka match you need to show him? That
Mm,
6-man tag from Barely Illegal.
Fairly legal. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking it was something from Japan or something, but yeah, that you're right. That's right there.
Yeah.
You would probably recognize Taka because he's in New Japan still to this day. He wrestles every now and then, but
Yeah, he was
like
part
he
of Michinoku, Minoru Suzuki's Suzuki
Suzuki
Gun.
Goon, yeah, and then he's also a part of Just Five Guys Burgers and
Yeah,
Fries.
Huh.
But yeah, that's you would probably recognize him if you've seen him B-roll.
Okay.
yeah, he is a phenomenal worker.
Yes, he is. Well, my number 9, it's already been talked about. I had the Rockers against Haku and Barbarian from WrestleMania 7, a tremendous opening matchup. What a weird commentary team on this one, too. You have Gorilla Monsoon and Hacksaw Jim Duggan. It's like,
Yeah,
huh? But you know what, though? They
it worked.
work. They work. I mean, it's just a fun fucking matchup.
I'm
man.
not a fan of two babyface commentators,
Yeah.
so it's just like it was
Yeah.
weird to me.
But
Like,
it's just one match, and it kind
yeah,
of works. So, but this one though, it's a classic of the big brawling brutes of men, big meaty men, if you will, going up against the high flyer, the technical wrestlers and stuff. It's a great story. And Mike made a good point. It really is kind of like, okay, Shawn Michaels is somebody to watch out for. And
Yeah.
what I think is so fascinating about this match, and not only this matchup, but just this Mania as a whole. And you talk about guys who like were all-time rivals and their careers paralleled each other so much. Bret Hart. Bret Hart was on this card with the Hart Foundation with Jim Neidhart defending the
Oh,
tag titles against the Nasty Boys. And if you look, like after that match, they like the Hart Foundation drops the belts, and then it's so after that, what happens to Bret? Bret goes on his singles path. He wins the Intercontinental title later that summer.
yeah.
So it's just it's pretty cool, like just the trajectories both those guys had around this time frame. But great tag match, great opener. Couldn't ask for better. At my number 8, I'm going to continue talking some tag team wrestling, which I know you like, B-roll. And I've talked about this match before briefly, but I'm going to go in a little bit deeper into it. Like this, just when you hear it on paper, you're like, oh, that's going to be good. Because this match took place at one of the shittiest WrestleMania of all time. I'm talking about the Steiner brothers against the Head Shrinkers from WrestleMania 9.
You see,
Yeah.
this wasn't on my list because in my group of circle of friends that watch wrestling, we all love this match. So I never thought of it as a hidden gem until like I like looked at some lists and I was like, oh, there's people out here that don't talk about this match like it's the greatest match on that card. Like that's not like a common census. I never
I-
saw it as a hidden gem match.
I think what it is the fact that people don't want to acknowledge WrestleMania 9 because it's so fucking bad.
True. Yeah, it could be that.
But
I mean, it's so bad it's getting its own documentary. I can't wait for
yes,
that shit to come out.
I'm highly intrigued by that. But yes, if you watch us, our learning the ropes here on our worst WrestleManias of all time, of course, Mike and I, number 1 was WrestleMania 9 with the bullet, rightfully so. But you don't shit on the whole card. This is like the one shining light. Like this is a great tag team match.
Yeah.
Just physicality in this is second. And this was and also too, this was stuff you were not seeing at the time in the WWF. Like honestly, for the Steiners making their WrestleMania debut, I don't think you could have paired them against a better tag team in the WWF than the Head Shrinkers and Samu and Fatu. Like just the physicality of the match is just next to none. I mean, I'll never forget the I think it was Scotty got hit with the kendo stick or something.
Yeah.
And just like the whack, the sound of it, you're like, oh my god.
Painful.
And then that's amazing. There's an amazing spot which the Steiners have done several times before, but just looks so badass where Rick is on top of the shoulders of I want to say Samu, I think.
Yes.
And then he catches Fatu in the air and like does a power slam. It's so fucking good.
It's nasty.
It's so good. And of course, like the height of this air with like the Frankensteiner was the most devastating move in all of pro wrestling. Not a Hurricane Rana, god damn it, a Frankensteiner. Because Scott Steiner innovated that. Great matchup though. It's a great tag match. It's the only good match on WrestleMania 9. You could have said Tatanka, I think, and Shawn, but the finish of that sucks, so it gets disqualified. But this is my number 8 matchup is the Steiners and the Head Shrinkers. What's number 8 for you, my friend?
WrestleMania 22, Trish Stratus versus Mickie James.
Yes, son.
A match that gets talked about for other reasons that not even allowed on Peacock anymore.
Oh, I can't do that here.
Mickie, yeah. But again, a phenomenal match. 2 great in-ring talents. We would, of course, in the future see what Mickie can do. This is Trish at the height of her career. The storyline is again nuts with Mickie being a stalker and like being obsessed and in love with Trish. And Mickie plays the psycho really well. Like,
oh my god, yeah.
Yeah. And then Trish, again, showing her babyface side, phenomenal. I don't think Trish gets enough praise for her baby face work. Like everyone knows her as like a great heel that she did in the early 2000s, but great baby face. But yeah, no, just and then the ending of the match was really great. Mickey had the one moment that's gone and become, I
That you
guess,
can't see on Peacock.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, just
But
a
it will
really
live on
good.
in our hearts forever.
Yeah. That. It's funny to go back and watch this match on the replay and stuff, and how like the moment exactly when it happens if you watch the live pay-per-view.
Yeah,
And then it's just funny how they pan out to the crowd, and it's just like, oh shit, yep. And this match, you know how the same way you felt about Steiner's and Head Shrinker, that's kind of the
yes,
same way I feel about this one, because I feel like this is one of those ones where, like, honestly, for the longest time, this was the best women's match in WrestleMania history.
yes,
I do think like Rhea and Charlotte and like Bianca and Sasha kind of surpassed this, but just barely. But this is a tremendous matchup. This is a match that had no right being as good as it was at the time. And the key, I think, to this all, Mike, was the storyline. The storyline that they told, the story they told was very interesting. And they got a lot out of this too, because I mean, this went on for several months afterwards too.
yeah,
I mean, it's just a great match. And you know what else, too, I think really makes this match so great is the fact that it took place in Chicago. And that Chicago crowd,
crowd ate
they
it up.
they ate that shit up. They were so into Mickey. They wanted to see the psycho win. They're like, fuck the baby face. No, we want the crazy bitch.
That's because that's what Chicago is a crazy bunch of crazy
Yeah.
bitches.
You're not wrong, bro. I do want to say one thing, and I don't want to harp on it too much because God love her. Mickey James is one of the all-time greats. Love Mickey James. She is phenomenal. But the comments she made a couple weeks ago about the girls showing their ass, ma'am, you have no right saying that. Have you seen this fucking match? If you haven't, like, your ass is everywhere. You are wearing a fucking mini skirt and booty, and I don't even think they count as booty shorts. They're like panties that's like wedged in the
Yeah,
crevice of your butt. I'm sorry. God bless you. But like,
yeah.
man,
I
man,
wasn't gonna say anything about that, but
man.
Mickey, her ring wear at this time was crazy.
It's like,
Yeah, so
how are
her
you getting
comments
away
were
with like
kind of
this? I don't think your skirt can get much shorter, Mickey.
yeah. So her hypocrisy is kind of strong recently.
But God love you. God love you. Respect you. One of the all-time greats, future Hall of Famer, Mickey James.
Yes.
But yeah, dude, this is a tremendous matchup. I'm happy this is getting mentioned here because it is an awesome matchup. What about your number 7 hidden gem?
WrestleMania 17, the greatest WrestleMania ever that a lot of people say. Eddie Guerrero versus Test for that European title.
Knew it was coming. I love it. I love you, man. I love that you mentioned this. It's a
It's
fun match.
it's so good. Like,
Yeah.
and Test is like, this is like at the height or like a little past Test's height as being like a top mid carder, and Eddie's kind of like again being that workhorse. Eddie's always was known, of course, as you guys know, as being that workhorse of like he can work with anyone. And there's that difference of like that tall fighter brawler dude in Test who was just at that point just kicking people in the face. Big boot, the best big boot in the business. Fuck you, Hulk Hogan. I had to get it in one show or once a
Fuck
show.
you, Terry.
Uh, and then the high flying technical wrestler in Eddie Lucha Libre, and it was just the style clash is just phenomenal.
Oh yeah, it is, and it's one of those things too. It's literally a match that was just put on the show just to like, well, we gotta get him on the show, right?
Yeah,
But it's a great matchup, man. It's like Eddie
that's
and
when they
Test
that's when they
knew.
actually put all the title matches on the main card.
Mhm.
What the
Yeah,
fuck's going on nowadays?
I do like me a good singles match though. with story behind it. But yes, I get it. Totally get it. Like, um, but man, dude, like this is a match. Like I say, it had no right being as good as it was and going as hard as it did, but it really did.
Yeah.
And like Perry Saturn, shout out to him, like
Yes.
being the corner man for Eddie in this one, and that fucking stupid ass hat.
I wasn't gonna mention Perry's clothing styles at this time, okay? And this
Well,
was like the Radicals had just broken up, and it
Mhm.
was like Eddie and Saturn were like, "Oh, we're gonna stay a tag team," and
Yeah.
they were doing some great heel work.
Yeah, and this was kind of a weird transitional period for Eddie too, because the Radicals broke up. He'd already done his stuff with China and Mamacita, and this is kind of like in between injuries and stuff. In all seriousness, and then
In
I think Eddie, like not too long after this is when he gets let go, right?
Yeah, he has the car accident, he has the situation, and he gets fired, and then goes on that great independent run.
Yep. And then comes back the year later, stronger and better than ever. And then like we just get this phenomenal run that was at the end, unfortunately, of Eddie Guerrero's career. But God, it was so good. But yeah, this is the perfect definition of a hidden gem. Is this matchup for the European Championship? I absolutely love it, my friend. My number 7, it has been mentioned. I have Taka Michinoku against Aguila from WrestleMania 14. Like I say, it is a palate cleanser. It's a great matchup. It's a great light heavyweight matchup in a time when they really didn't have great light heavyweights at all.
Well,
In the
he was the
WWE.
beginning of that division, so like
Mhm.
they were just trying to pick guys out of like the roster they had, and then sign guys.
Yeah, and let's call a spade a spade. The WWF light heavyweight division throughout its span in this time frame was not the greatest. You could even
Yeah,
argue and say this is probably the best match that the division ever had, and it was
yeah.
at the
I mean,
showcase of them all.
they had Gilbert as a champion.
Yes, not only
Yeah.
that, one of the longest reigning champions, but yeah, it was pretty bad, but great matchup. No real like Mike said, no real story behind it. It's just a fun matchup on a loaded WrestleMania show. I mean, I think you went from, I'm trying to remember the order here, but I think it was like second or third match on the show. You know, you had the kick that off with the Battle Royal, and then you go into like Hunter and Owen, and then I think this is actually before Hunter and Owen, I want to say. So it's kind of like sandwiched in between there, and then you know, Attitude Era is the Attitude Era. Everybody loves it. Most people love it. There's some people that hate it, but it's like I say, it's just a fun match.
It was the second match on the card.
That's what I was thinking.
It was
Okay.
right after the tag team battle royal.
Okay, yeah, sounds right. But for me, that's my number 7. My number 6 is the beginning of a career that has skyrocketed since, and this man is, well, let's face facts. He is in the biggest match of this year's WrestleMania. I am talking about WrestleMania 27, Cody Rhodes versus Rey Mysterio. This is good. This was a good. The story was great too.
Yes.
So if you don't remember, essentially, like Cody at this time frame is kind of on his own. Legacy's ended. He's kind of doing his own thing. He's dashing Cody Rhodes, right? He's just this beautiful young man giving these like tips and stuff about grooming yourself and just everything. Great vignettes. And then along comes the worst dad of all time, Rey Mysterio Jr., who just destroys the beautiful facade of a young Cody Rhodes by delivering a 619 and the knee brace hitting Cody's face, just making him a grotesque monster, just ugly, disgusting shell of himself. And then like just the build up to this, and like Cody comes back and he's like wearing like the face, like he's doing like the Phantom of the Opera kind of thing, like, oh, don't look at my face, don't look at my face, and he's got like the face mask thing. Also, I loved his music too. How he went
So
from
good.
like the oh you the Cody Rhodes, and then it gets the slow down pace. Like, oh, it's so fucking good, so fucking good, because it's tapping into the realism of like what has happened to young Cody Rhodes. And And then it's cool because this is Cody's first singles match at a WrestleMania. And he's going against Rey Mysterio. I mean, Rey Mysterio, one of the all-time greats, somebody who is a huge face of WCW back in the day. And, obviously Rey kind of doing a favor for Dusty and for Cody, recognizes the talent he has. And it's like, yeah, that's the right thing to do. I'd love to work with Cody. It's just a cool match. And yes, this is a match on a god-awful WrestleMania too. Because WrestleMania 27 fucking sucked. I will say this, not to get too far off topic, but I'm going through and I'm watching all because like everybody, like most of you probably do, I go through and watch all the WrestleManias this time of the year, at least have them on as background or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm to the point where I'm like in the early 30s. Man, those are some tough watches, dude. You get past 31, fucking 32, 33, and 34 are utter dog shit.
Yeah. They're from like 27 or actually 25. Because outside of the main event in 24 or the Taker Shawn Michaels match, 25 is trash.
25 is trash, yeah.
From like the mid 20s to like the early 30s, god off.
Yeah, they're pretty bad. 30 was great.
Yeah, 30 is the only greatness out of that list of like.
I mean, it's so crazy to me too watching this and watching Roman Reigns. And early, like the big dog Roman Reigns was so fucking terrible. Jesus.
You finally took some acting classes.
Yeah, and it's just crazy to think like the tribal chief who we know now, like my God, that wasn't the Roman Reigns we got at this time frame. It was terrible, but I digress. But Rey Mysterio, Cody Rhodes in a tremendous matchup from WrestleMania 27. That's my number 6. What about you, Mike? What's your number 6?
WrestleMania 34. Miz versus Baylor versus Seth. And again,
great.
Not a good WrestleMania.
No, and terrible.
All of a sudden, this match comes on, and you're like, okay, this is going to be decent. These are 3 great workers. But holy shit, they were like, okay, we can steal the show at this. Like, they were like, oh, this is not going well. Let's just put on one of the best matches ever. And that doesn't get talked about.
No, it doesn't. Tremendous opening matchup. It's funny because this one's on my list too. I think we've half of our list is like the exact same, just different spots. But no, this is a good one, man, for the Intercontinental title too. And it's like, it's funny how that WrestleMania started because you start off with this, then you go. I'm pretty sure the second match is Charlotte and Asuka, which was a great matchup, minus the bullshit finish. Great matchup. Yeah. And then the rest of this WrestleMania just goes to shit.
Yeah,
like it's bad. And then you get to the main event, and you're like, ugh. Yeah, but this is a great opener. The entrances were dope too for all 3. Love Seth as a huge Game of Thrones fan, still am. As Seth doing the White Walker stuff, oh my God, and the contacts and shit, so fucking good, so fucking good. A great one. That's a good one, man. What is your number 5?
I talked earlier about Shawn Michaels having that tag match and kind of pointing out that he was like above the rest. This is I think his first singles WrestleMania where
WrestleMania 8.
Yeah, him versus Tito. And it's at the twilight of Tito's career where he's kind of like he's just there to put over the younger main event talent.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Matador.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, Shawn Michaels was like, nah, let's put on a classic. Let's put on a match people are gonna talk about. And yet nobody does.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. This is a fun, solid matchup. Like it's another great opener too. This kicked off WrestleMania 8.
Yeah. And it's just like, and it's Shawn like with Sherry, which I think was a great coupling for early in his career, with how like Sherry's character being that brash older lady who was like his sugar mama situation.
Yep.
Yeah, it was like
This was the era. This is too like when Sherry was singing Sean to the ring, and
yeah,
then he just like it's kind of funny. It's kind of interesting too because this is both of them kind of like you know really developing what this
whole
presentation would be with Sean and Sherry because
yeah,
they had just kind of been put together. So I mean,
yeah,
shit, Sean threw Marty through that the barbershop window a couple months before this Mania.
yeah. This was legit like his coming out party, and what a
Yeah,
coming out party! WrestleMania, first match on the card, like
and you're getting
against a
against
legend.
such an experienced veteran and Tito Santana, and you got to keep in mind too at this time frame too. Tito had competed at every single WrestleMania up to this point.
Yeah,
Uh,
and he
Reba.
was known for putting on one of the best matches on the card every year. Like he was always like a mainstay. Like, okay, we can put someone in the ring with Tito, and they're gonna have a good match.
Yeah, yeah. Tremendous one. Absolutely love it. That's a great one, my friend. I love that matchup. It is a good. And B-roll, do you know where WrestleMania 8 took place?
That was the other
Was
reason
it
I had it
in
on this card to pop
was
you too.
was it in beautiful Indianapolis, Indiana?
It was in the Hoosier Dome. Before it was the RCA Dome, my friend, it was the Hoosier Dome.
That's right.
And then it got bulldozed. Oh. But yeah,
Sad
this
day.
took place in the Hoosier Dome. All right. For my number 5, I'm going to go back to WrestleMania 17. And this is another match kind of sandwiched in there in between. And it's not a match we talked about yet. This matchup, and this one may be a little controversial, but this matchup is a technical masterpiece. Mike knows where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
I'm going with it. Number 5, Kurt Angle versus Chris Benoit from WrestleMania
See,
17.
I don't see these matches being controversial. I don't care what anyone says. I love Benoit, and his matches need to be talked about. And goddamn, is this a great match?
Oh, it is. It's such a good
So
matchup.
people can actually kiss my ass if you don't like that.
You heard the man. You heard the man. I'm waiting for a wheelchair joke in here or something.
No, I'm good.
And I thought you were
No,
like,
because
I
that's a
will.
serious matter.
Yeah.
Because I love Chris Benoit matches.
I do too, and I'm not ashamed to say it. We shouldn't be ashamed to say it.
No.
Yeah, dude, this is like, oh my god, this is peak like Angle and Benoit too. And this is kind of the first time they'd ever really like worked together like in a pay-per-view setting.
Yeah.
And they would have tremendous matches throughout the years. But this one was just, oh my god, it was so fucking good. It was like you were just salivating when they announced this one. Because I mean, at this time frame, they had been pushing Benoit relatively well in the main event scene. I mean, he had challenged multiple times for the WWE Championship.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't remember technically Chris Benoit won the WWE title in this time frame.
Oh yeah, because he had that match with Triple H on SmackDown, and then there was a reversal by the ref.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But against Angle though, and like Angle was coming off of that red hot run as the WWE champion, his first run as WWE champion. This just had all the makings for a tremendous matchup, and it is a technical masterpiece. B-roll, I highly recommend go back, check it out, man. It is some of the best technical wrestling you will ever see. Anytime you had Chris Benoit and Kurt Angle go at it, but this one at WrestleMania 17, so good. And once again, sandwiched in between a heavy card. I think this is like maybe the 4th or 5th match on the show. It's so damn good. So damn good. That's my number 5. Number 4 for me, Mike just mentioned it. It is that triple threat Intercontinental Championship matchup with Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, and The Miz. And you know what? The one thing is I think going into that, Mike, I don't think a lot of us we thought it'd be a fun matchup, but I don't think we anticipated it being like anything serious. But man, it was a damn good matchup too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Seth's phenomenal. Finn is phenomenal. And the Miz should get credit for where
I-
credit's due.
And I think that's the most shocking part is like we know what's, especially people like me who watch a lot of Ring of Honor and like a lot of New Japan stuff. You know what Seth and Finn were going to be able to do in that ring together. You had Miz, and he did and played his part so fucking well, and was
Yeah.
such a great wrench in that story and in that match that it just fit perfectly.
Yeah, that's what she said. Nah.
He did it. I am not afraid. That was awesome.
Take that, Miz. Yeah, dude, it is. It's just a great, solid matchup. It's a great Intercontinental Championship match, and it's good. It was a great way to start the show too, even though the show went to shit. But still, good way to start it. And like we said before, love the entrances. Everything about this was peak. It was phenomenal, to say the least. All right, Mike, what is your number 4?
WrestleMania 20, and it is the Cruiserweight Open.
Oh, okay.
We have Chavo Guerrero versus Akio versus Billy Kidman versus Funaki versus Jamie Noble versus Nunzio versus Ray versus Shannon Moore versus Tajiri versus Ultimo Dragon.
Did you get that, B-roll?
Sounds like a lot.
It sounds like a lot, and there's a lot going on. But the way this match is set up, it's two guys in the ring at the same time. You get eliminated, and another guy comes in, and it's just high flying all over the place. Just great cruiserweight work. You have some great heel work done by Chavo Guerrero, and he's managed by his dad at this time, and he's having his feud with Ray. You have the ultimate. You have a Japanese legend in Ultimo Dragon in his only WrestleMania match.
Which started in tragedy.
Yes.
I didn't want to say it, but I mean, so if you don't know, and thank God it's been cut. Like, but if you were watching the pay-per-view, you're like, oh no. So he comes out, the curtain gets him, he actually falls down, but he recovers. He recovers quickly.
Recovers very quickly.
Yeah.
You have Tajiri being a great heel at this time, and his one of his henchmen in Akio, who's later would become Jimmy Wang Yang.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the Redneck and Jamie. It's just there's great cruiserweight high flying action all over the place. That it sounds like a lot, but you watch it, they do it magnificently. And there was this era in the mid 2000s where they did these cruiserweight opens, and they always worked.
Yeah.
And just it kind of sucks that that first era of the cruiserweight championship went to shit the way it did.
But this time frame, it was actually you had a lot of great competitors, like you say.
Yeah, it was my favorite part of SmackDown for the longest time.
Oh, was these cruiserweights?
Yeah,
Yeah. And was this also little Guido's first and only WrestleMania?
I think so. Yes,
Yeah.
I think.
Shout out to little Guido.
Yeah,
Anuncio.
Yeah.
Sicilian
Billy
spirit.
Kidman in there at the top of his heels work with my opinion one of the greatest wrestling theme songs that doesn't get talked about. You can run, but you can't hide.
Yes.
Phenomenal song.
And who was it that sung that?
I can't remember.
Because we debunked this because we thought it was DMX, and it's like not DMX. It sounds like DMX. It's a lot, but anyways, yeah. Billy Kidman had a great theme. Also, too, I think it's around that time frame too. You remember when they because you mentioned him kind of working as a heel. Remember, like him and Paul London were like a tag team, and he was like a protege or whatever, and then he turns on Paul London viciously and
Yes.
attacks him, and then like you get heel Billy Kidman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phenomenal work.
Yeah, it's really great. But great one. The cruiserweight. I'm glad it got mentioned because that is definitely a match that definitely goes unsung. What about your number 3?
Oh, it's Lord to Kim.
Lord
Yeah.
DeKim, that's who sings it?
Yeah.
Okay.
My number 3, we're actually going to the new era of the Cruiserweight title, and it's on the pre-show. WrestleMania 34, Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali.
Oh yeah, I forget. I always forget. I mean, I didn't even think about pre-show matches. Yeah.
And this was like there where the pre-show matches were like a lot of talking, and then they would just throw a random match on there. And there was 2 years in a row where the new era of the Cruiserweight title, you could say it was the best match on the card.
Yeah, because the year before was in Austin Aries and
Buddy.
Buddy. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, and these two showed the fuck out. For who two
Facts.
guys who had like they had just recently gotten signed, had just recently done the Cruiserweight Open. Like they weren't really doing much outside of 205 Live. And they're like, yeah, let's put them on the show. And they were like, no, we're gonna do a PWG like AIW like match on a WrestleMania card. That just was like, and they were at this point, these two were called the heart and soul of the cruiserweight division. And they were yelling that at each other at each other during the match. And it's just really great work.
Yeah, it is a tremendous matchup, and I honestly I completely forgot about it. I want to go back and rewatch it. I don't know if it's available on the network though. I don't think you can get it on Peacock.
No,
Yeah.
it is because the pre-shows were on YouTube.
Oh, you
So
can't get. Oh, okay.
yeah,
Well, there you go. You can catch it here on YouTube. So,
that's how I watched it recently because I just was like, yeah, let's watch this one time, and I was like, I forgot how fucking great this match is.
nice. My number 3 is I'm going to, and you'll notice on my list a lot of them like these hidden gems are at some pretty shitty WrestleManias. Because it's like I think that's another reason why people forget about these matches is just because like fuck like this whole show sucked ass, but there's a couple of good ones here and there. And this one was kind of one of the early on matchups. I'm going and talking about WrestleMania 32, and I'm talking about the dream encounter of Chris Jericho and AJ Styles.
Yeah.
This is a good matchup. Like the build to this was fun, but like this, it's crazy to think this was like the second match on the show. And this was AJ Styles' first WrestleMania appearance. But the story was fun. It was like, okay, AJ was new to WWE and like Jericho kind of they befriends him. They're a tag team. What the hell was their name? They had a tag name. You remember?
Y2 AJ.
Y2 AJ. That's what it was. Y2 AJ.
They had the shirts.
That's right. They did. Very short run. And then you end up going into this matchup.
That was
Jericho,
an era where they were just putting Chris Jericho with anyone.
yeah. Yeah, it was. And I'm going to tell you something.
I
Chris,
thought we were still in that era.
You're
Oh.
not wrong.
you're not wrong, but it's in a bad way now. This back then it was like, okay, he can make gold, but
Yeah.
now he can't make chicken shit. I'm sorry.
He's making Brian Keith look horrible, and I don't like that for the Texan.
Yes. Agreed and agreed. But Jericho and AJ, a phenomenal match, no pun intended. Great story going into it. The only thing I would have changed, I would have put AJ over, but you know, Chris Jericho is the GOAT. And there's a reason for that. And I'm going to keep with Chris Jericho, and this match has been mentioned, but my number 2 is Chris Jericho and Christian from WrestleMania 20. The story for this was so fucking good. It's like Mike was saying. So like started, and the thing of it is like it was cool. They did put some time and effort into it, but I don't think I think it wasn't taken serious. You know,
No, this was definitely a throwaway storyline because all four had nothing going on for it.
all right, fuck it, let's do it. And then it turns out to just be this incredible matchup. The chemistry between Christian and Jericho, like you said earlier, was just phenomenal, man. Um, it's so fucking good. Such a great matchup. One of those kind of show stealing matchups, and it's early on in the show as well. Um, the story was great, and of course, what was it they gambled for? B-roll. How much money did they put on the line? A
How much?
Canadian silver dollar.
That's right.
That's all
Yeah.
they gambled was a Canadian silver dollar to see if they could end up sleeping with Trish and Lita.
What's
And
a
then
wild thing?
yeah, and like you say, you turn Jericho into like this weird kind of baby face because Jericho, this was like the height of like heel Jericho too,
Yeah.
you know. But the most significant thing about this matchup, what this does here, this sealed the deal for the arrival of Christian Cage. Because yes, we all knew and loved Christian from the with his tag team with Edge, but never had he really been pushed as a single star before. And this just showed you like what he was capable of. You give him like you can call him the creepy little bastard, you can give him whatever you want. He's going to turn it into gold. And like this right here is gold. And it was so not seen coming. Like who would have thunk Trish would have ended up with Christian? Like
This was like he had just cut his hair, and it
yeah.
was like a weird time for Christian. So good.
And the psychology of this matchup is great too. Like just the in-ring stuff that they're doing in this matchup, it's so good. It's really one of those matches that's kind of ahead of its time in a way. Christian and Jericho is one of my all-time favorite WrestleMania rivalries and feuds, and that's why it's so high on my list. That's why I have it at number 2. What about you, my friend? What is your number 2 hidden gem?
No, my number 2 is WrestleMania 18, and it's Undertaker versus Flair.
Okay.
This is one of those matches during the streak that, in my opinion, doesn't get talked about. And the storyline for it is phenomenal. It's like Undertaker wants that match with the Nature Boy, and Ric Flair's telling him no, and he's egging Ric Flair on to wrestle him to the point where Undertaker goes through some like underhanded bullshit to get this match. And when I say underhanded bullshit, I mean attacking his son at the training facility in Connecticut and bloodying David Flair.
Beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah, that
And
was
that's why you love
wild.
this so much, isn't it?
I did. There's something about Underman in this. Yeah, yes, I do. Because it's just like, and this was Rick's I still got it match.
Yeah.
Like this was like proving to that newer generation who has like just started watching it at like the end of the like just knew Rick for like being like the GM, and like he wasn't wrestling a lot, and then all of a sudden he comes back into the ring and it's just like, oh, he just put on a phenomenal matchup with the Undertaker out of nowhere.
WrestleMania 18 is a weird one to me
Yeah.
because it's true. It's gonna sound weird, but it's the closest we ever got to a WWE versus WCW card.
Yes, because that card is stacked with
WCW Town, because you had literally this match. Like if you look at the really, you could almost say there's like 4 marquee main event matches on this show, because you have this match, you have Scott Hall and Stone Cold Steve Austin, of course Rock and
Hogan.
Hogan's on here, and then your main event's Jericho and Triple H. I mean, at that time they're pretty much WWE guys through and through. But like you talk about Hogan and Hall and Flair. I mean, WCW mainstays for so long.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting matchup. And 2, being an Arn Anderson guy, I
That
love seeing
Spike
Arn.
Buster is amazing. The
Ooh,
fact that
so
he
good.
done that at that age was crazy. And I
Oh
think
my god.
one of the other reasons I love this is the segment in which they're in the board office. And Linda's like, are you like, do you want this matchup? Because if you get this matchup, you're no longer the GM. Like you're no longer the Raw GM. So like you have Ric Flair fighting his brain on like, okay, do I get in the ring and beat this man's ass because he kicked my son? Like he almost killed my son? Or do I stay the GM and stick to my office job? and there's that he has that fight within him that I think is just beautifully done.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tremendous matchup, a bloody encounter, man. Flair bleeds buckets in this one. Also,
Yeah,
too.
my
Oh,
2 and 1 have a lot of things in common when it comes to the blood.
Okay. I like it. Oh, I feel like I already know what your number one is. But before we get there, one more thing I will say about this one too. I think with this matchup too, I think this is for the first time where WWE on air really kind of mentioned the streak.
Yeah,
Because at this point, it's like nobody's really. It's not talk. It's like okay, he's undefeated at WrestleMania, but no, this is where it's just like
this
oh
is the
shit,
first words. The streak gets set.
yeah, It's
Yeah,
crazy to think because he's like after this is a 10-0, right?
yeah, and
So
I
yeah,
think it was just a throwaway line too. Like, now who is Ric Flair gonna beat the streak?
yeah.
And then it became a thing.
It became a beautiful thing to say the least. So, I absolutely love it, Mike. It's tremendous. But we are down to the finals of our list. Our number one hidden gem matches in WrestleMania history. What's your number one, my friend?
WrestleMania 22, Mick Foley versus Edge.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
You have the hardcore icon. All right, you can say what you say about WrestleMania 2000. This is Mick Foley's WrestleMania moment.
Yeah. Doesn't matter working in a main event. That main event was shit.
Yeah. And this is also Edge's like, I'm not just a pretty boy.
Yeah.
Like they put on a ZZW GCW style match in fucking Chicago in a WWE ring. These
And the
two
crowd
blood
loved it.
yes, these two blood buckets.
Yeah, they did. I mean, this.
And
Court.
Edge speared Mick Foley through a flaming fucking table.
Yeah. Of course, the hardcore deathmatch guy would pick that as number one. I can
Yes.
respect this. See, this is another one to me. Like what we talked about earlier, I don't look at it as like a hidden gem per se, just because I really think of it as like one of those upper echelon style matches. But like, I totally get it. Like, it's one of those. When you look at the build to this, like this was one of the like, oh, okay, that's like a little side attraction, not necessarily because I mean, this match. I think it's safe to say. I'm trying to think of all the matches on 22, but I would say that's the match that stole the show on 22.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it sends Edge on this. It worked
It
so
helps
well.
project him to like he had the main event like WWE run of Cena right before this, but this was like, oh, this motherfucker will do whatever we want and whatever we tell him to do, and he'll go do it and he'll kick ass at it.
Yeah.
And like Edge has gone on record as saying he did this match because he was pissed off that his first title run didn't go the way he wanted it to.
Yeah, he was making a statement.
Yeah.
And you get Mick Foley back in the mix, and he finally gets a true authentic WrestleMania moment.
Yeah.
I mean, he wrestled at WrestleManias.
Yeah.
But it was always nothing of great like significance or importance like in Mick's eyes, but I think this definitely was. And like you say, that finish was nuts. The spear through the table.
Yeah, the final.
Oh
Yeah,
my god.
like if you have not watched this, I know the hardcore stuff isn't everyone's bag, but like there's some great wrestling mixed into it too. There's just like, oh, and Lita. I think Lita's another like element of this because she plays that great heel manager where she's trying to like make sure Edge has every ounce of uppance that Edge can get during this match.
Yeah. I'll never forget the shot of like I think it's after Edge's I think he's got thumbtacks him or something.
Yeah,
And just like where he's like, and then you see the blood trickling down at his eyes and shit. So
Yeah.
good. Such good shit. Well, that is an excellent number one. My number one, and you could argue because technically this was like a main event match at WrestleMania, but this this match just gets lost in the shuffle, and it's a damn shame because it probably is the best match on the show, or one of the best matches on the show. And once again, I'm going back to Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho is in the top 3 of my hidden gem matches. I think I would safely say Chris Jericho is the GOAT of WrestleMania hidden gem matches. I mean,
He's a very much unsung hero for his
yes.
WrestleMania matches.
You know,
Now that I think about it,
stealing the show at 19 with Sean, that's one a lot of people gravitate towards. But we mentioned him against Christian. I mentioned him against AJ. Him against KO, even though it was bullshit that match was on second. That's a phenomenal matchup. But for my number one, I am going to WrestleMania 28, and it's the match for the WWE Championship. It's Chris Jericho challenging CM Punk. Like, this match just so got lost in the shuffle with this being all the hype train, all the fucking hype was about once in a lifetime, Rock and Cena. And I get it. And hell, I'll call a spade a spade. That is why I paid my hard-earned money for this WrestleMania that year. I wanted to see the Rock and Cena. And of course, you had the end of an era Hell in a Cell match with Undertaker and Triple H. A lot of focus put on those two matches, and this WWE Championship match just goes under the radar. But it is a phenomenal matchup. As a matter of fact, I think I even told Mike this. What gave me the idea for this list is this matchup. Because this match just gets forgotten about for whatever reason. And you think about it, it adds all the more to the aura of CM Punk, whether you love him or hate him. This is at the height of Punk. Punk is the WWE champion. And this is him his historic run with that title, where he held it for over a year, which was unheard of in this time frame.
yes.
So, and this feud was a fun one too, because you have, the best in the world moniker. Punk was saying it, and Jericho was saying that before him. So, it's one of those things where, oh shit, this writes itself, right? And then you get into Jericho tapping into the storylines of about Punk's past with his family being alcoholics and stuff, and of course, as we all know, Punk is straight edge. And then it did get a little silly there when they did the lie detector test thing with Punk on Raw and stuff.
Yeah, the lie detector test, the walking the straight line thing, yeah.
Yeah. But it's a tremendous matchup. It's a matchup that could have easily main evented the show, but for obvious reasons, it did not. I think it's a semi-main actually, because I think it's they
It is.
literally after this they do the bullshit with Brodus Clay, and then they do the Cena stuff. Cena Rock once in a lifetime. And don't forget too, you get this followed, or this match gets followed by Brodus Clay dancing with a bunch of grandmas. But yeah, weird time. And
What
then
a
the
time to be
bullshit,
alive.
the bullshit with The Rock and fucking Cena, and just the 30+ minutes of fucking entrances and stuff. It's just really,
Yeah, gross.
yeah. Whoop whoop. But for me, it's this is my number one. I think this is a match you can go back on, and it's cool too, because we're now full circle with this with Punk, this aura of Punk, the Punk wanting to work the main event. Because Punk had every right to be the guy who was in the main event for this show, man.
Yes, facts.
And the fact of the matter is, it's kind of like he said in his promo in the pipe bomb, it's the fact that he's not in the show pissed him off, that he's not the main event, because he's a WWE champion, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah. Oh, we got done watching JCW Lunacy tonight. Oh, the Backseat Boys turning hit. Okay.
So
Are
shout
they-
out to the Backseat Boys and their
So
manager Johnny Cashmere, the original Backseat Boy. All three recently have followed me on Twitter.
are they back? Are they back?
Respect.
Is this a new version of them, or because it was
It's the I forgot what their last names were. So they've been the Backseat Boys for a long time. It's the Grayson brothers
Oh, okay. I see. When you say Backseat Boys, I think of the originals with
Well,
Trent.
with Trent passing,
Uh-huh.
Johnny's been managing the Grayson brothers for like the last 5 years. They've
Oh,
done
really?
stuff on all over the Indies. But yeah, they I had made some pictures with ChatGPT, like everyone's doing now on Facebook.
Yes, I saw that because I'm just like, why is Mike? Where is he? How is he making all these cartoon-like pictures?
Yeah. So I
My
had
old
made
ass is intrigued. I'm like, wait a minute, what?
so I had made one for Johnny Cashmere and Trent, or for Johnny Cashmere with him and Trent from back in the day, and he liked it. And then the new Backseat Boys, they were like, "Hey, that's awesome." And I was like, "I got something for you boys." So I did one for all three of them, and they liked it so much they followed me on Twitter.
Oh, that's badass, dude.
But they've been doing some phenomenal work in for the Juggalos as the JCW Tag Team Champions.
Oh, I was gonna say, are they the tag champions? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, JCW making a comeback kind of here too, man. Like, because I mean, it kind of, I don't know if it went away, but it wasn't as relevant, I don't think. And now
no,
it's kind
no,
of,
they did go away and they focused on the Munich for a few years, but they have the weekly TV show Lunacy. They are in the middle, or they have started a storyline JCW versus GCW,
yeah,
which is supposed to be culminating at the
gathering, right?
gathering of the Juggalos. They're doing 3 straight shows, JCW versus GCW in August.
There you go. I love how we transitioned from talking about WrestleMania matches to JCW, but
I
mad respect. I love it.
yeah,
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, because what is a
ICP should
juggalo?
be in the Hall of Fame.
He's a Hulkamaniac. He power bombs motherfuckers on thumbtacks. Although he
Oh,
should be
you're
Hulk.
right. The brothers are fun construction did beat the boys. I did, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Uh,
So,
they
Mike, tell us about the Brothers of Fun Structure. I haven't heard of
they
them.
are managed by the one Shaggy Chido
Oh,
by
okay.
LJ. They're clowns. They're evil
Oh.
I
clowns.
thought they were. Yeah.
Oh,
No.
we gotta watch this with B-roll. He would
Uh,
love it.
So they also worked for the NWA.
Yeah, I'll say I thought they did work in NWA. No,
Yeah.
let's.
Oh, are these the guys that are with that were with Cody Deaner?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
No,
yeah. The
Yeah.
brothers of Construction. Yeah.
no, no. We don't need to talk about clowns.
What's wrong? Are you not down with the clown?
No, I'm not.
ICP deserves to be in the WWF Hall of Fame.
The only clown I think I'm down with, as far as wrestling wise,
Oh,
Psycho Clown.
You
I
do
feel
like
like
Psycho?
I feel like we. I was scared at first, but I feel like we developed a mutual respect
Huh.
for one another. But
Sure.
I've been on a adamant run every year to getting ICP in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Here's the thing. I think it is deserved. I mean, because the ICP is the only act that can say that they've worked in every fucking promotion pretty much.
They have. They've literally worked in the
ECW, WCW.
NWA.
That is pretty cool. Where is the JCW shows taking place in Vegas? Out of curiosity. Mike is on it. Mike is on it. And this is a perfect transition. I mean, this has been a fun episode. This has been awesome talking about these WrestleMania hidden gems. But that's what it's all about, folks. It is WrestleMania season. It's the most wonderful time of the year, getting ready for WrestleMania. Oh, okay. I know the Neonopolis Mall. Okay. Yeah, I know where that's at. So that's kind of down. It's off the strip, but I mean, it's still like it's not too far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew it was some kind of mall. I just couldn't remember the name.
But WrestleMania is going to be all over, or pro wrestling is going to be all over Las Vegas. It's taking over Vegas, man. I'm so excited. I cannot wait for the here's the thing. I love getting to experience the whole thing last year. Going to Philly was awesome, and of course, Mania itself was incredible, and NXT and stuff. But what really stood out to me was just the collective, and I'm so happy this year that I plan on attending every single collective show.
I have a bunch of friends on cards this year. So it's kind of cool seeing them get all excited to go to Vegas to wrestle.
Yeah. And I mean, there's already been so many tremendous matches. There's not like one thing I think is cool this year that I love with the collective is they added the Mark Hitchcock show.
Yeah.
Like I think that's one that's kind of went under the radar over the past couple of years. But there's always some tremendous talent. Okay, so on April the 19th, so that is that's Saturday night.
Yeah.
I would, but unfortunately, I'm going to be. Well, I shouldn't say unfortunately. I'm going to be at the clusterfuck because that was one of my biggest regrets last year is not going to the clusterfuck. But
there's so many cards on the collective I'm excited for.
Oh, this is
Clusterfuck, the For the Culture show.
For the Culture is going to be awesome. This Progress show is looking really good too.
Yes.
The DDT show. I mean, holy shit! You are getting Minoru Suzuki, fucking against Yoshika. Like that is going to be. Oh my god, I'm so excited for that. Minoru Suzuki has got a huge weekend.
Do you
coming
know
up
what's
in
a
Vegas.
Do you know what's a stacked card?
Which one?
Fucking Joey Janela's Spring Break.
Oh, Spring Break
yeah.
is insane. Like
That card is crazy.
Sabu's last match. You've got that going.
No rope barbed wire match, by the way. Oh, you didn't watch Philly's special.
When did this get announced?
This past weekend, they had the show in Philadelphia. Joey Janela came out, and he was like, we're taking the fucking ropes down. We're putting barbed wire up. We're having a no ropes barbed wire match. He still got the arm on his cuts. He's like, I don't care what the fucking doctors say. If I'm 99%, I'm 40%, I'm 50%. We're having this match.
That is gonna be so fucking nuts.
Yeah.
No, I didn't realize that was a bar. No ropes. Wow.
Yeah. That literally got announced on Sunday during Philadelphia special. By the way, Triller TV Philly special. Watch Marcus Mathers versus Jonathan Gresham.
Ooh, that sounds like a good one.
And that was night after Marcus wrestled Moose for Wrestling. He's really fucking good.
Oh yeah, future ID'd, right? I think.
Yes,
Marcus
he is an ID.
Yeah. And speaking of ID, that championship will be the tournament kicks off WrestleMania weekend too. You've got the show before the Dragon Gate show on Wednesday, which pisses me off because if I'd known, I would have got into town earlier. But that's okay.
Did you hear? Did you hear what they announced for the ID championships?
As far as like they can defend it.
Against people who don't have to be in the program.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's gonna be so
awesome.
crazy.
Yeah. But going back to Joey's show though, you've got a dream match.
Senior Scramble.
I am so excited for that. The fucking.
Which, by the way, I'm sorry. I thought Doug Gilbert died.
Dude, B-Roll and I saw Doug Gilbert like 2 years ago in Evansville, pretty much at a GCW show. It was him teaming up with Tommy Rich, and they were going against Bussy.
Yeah, Tommy Rich is in that fucking scramble too. Yeah. I'm sorry. I knew Eddie died. I thought Doug Gilbert was dead. I saw that card or that match announcement. I was like, oh, there's a Gilbert that's still alive? Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Also a dream matchup, Matt Tremont and Minoru Suzuki. Yeah. That is going to be big. And you talk about one that's going to be going all over the place. Rematch between Gabe Kidd and Mance Warner.
That shit's going to be crazy.
Holy shit. Also, too,
Bloodsport's going to be wild.
Oh, my God. But don't get me started on Bloodsport. But Zack Sabre, who is it Zack Sabre's going up? Oh, against Manders on that show, too, at Joey's Spring Break.
Yes.
That'll be a great one. Megan Bang going up against the girl from the LFG or LI, whatever the fuck. That'll be a fun one. Oh, my gosh. There's a couple others I know on that show. But, yeah. This is the most stacked collective I've ever seen. Like I've never seen it.
You know what's an underrated matchup?
What's that?
Effie's Big Gay Brunch.
Oh,
Kid Bandit versus Zack
against
Sabre
Zack
Jr.
Sabre Jr. is gonna fucking go hard.
Yeah, that's
Big
gonna
Gay
be-
Brunch. That is one of the biggest shows I think of the weekend. I am
Yeah,
so excited for Big Gay
absolutely.
Brunch with
And
what
it's the
all they've
only card
announced.
that Effie is defending that title.
I love that too. I mean, that was designed by, and the fact that it's being defended against Dark Sheik, that's going to be a tremendous matchup.
Yep.
Um, oh, that would be cool if they moved to the Palm. Yeah, and I will be at the Palms too. I'm excited about that. I'm going to be staying there Thursday and Friday.
I have a goal for you, sir.
What's
We
that?
talked a lot about Minoru Suzuki.
Need to get a
I
picture with him.
well, okay, that would be good, but this may be slightly harder. I need you to sing karaoke with
Oh
Minoru
my
Suzuki.
God,
That's
that's
what
a
I
dream
need.
come true.
That's what I
I would,
need.
I would, I would love. But he's got a busy weekend. Fucking the man. You talk about. I don't think if you look at anybody going into WrestleMania weekend that's got a more diverse portfolio of opponents than Minoru Suzuki.
Facts.
This man is going against Noir and on the Kara Noir on Progress. He's going against Butterbean at WrestleCon or not
That
WrestleCon at
shit's
Mark
wild.
Hitchcock.
The fact that Butterbean went from not being able to walk to having a match with Minoru Suzuki is crazy.
Yeah, I would love it if WrestleCon moved. The Palms is huge, man. I love the Palms. Like they've got some great places to eat too. Matter of fact, if you watched our taste of Las Vegas Huckleberry, the steakhouse I ate was at the Palms, and it's tremendous. But the Palms is a great casino. Love the Palms. Which is so awesome that is where GCW is going to be headquartered. Also, too, Ric Flair is going to be at the Palms all weekend too. He's having like pool parties or some shit. And then
Nice,
you're gonna
nice.
love this, Mike. Also at the Palms, you've got the Wrestling Observer is going to be there doing like watch parties and shit. So
Yeah,
yeah, you can go meet Dave Meltzer and just try not to make sure he's watching a Will Ospreay match and jizz his pants.
God, I
Um,
hate that, man. I really. Oh, Defy's got their show. That's what I was going to talk about. They have
yeah,
their show.
let's run and I just love how this episode is turned into a preview of the collective because it's so goddamn good. But tell
They
us what
have
we
their
got going at Defy.
they have their show Living Proof, which is part of the collective. The
Kicks
main
off
event,
Thursday morning, 11
yes,
a.m.
the main event for the Defy title, or not for the Defy title anymore, because Kenta lost it. The main event's Kenta versus Mance Warner.
That's gonna be bonkers.
Yeah.
Oh, and then you have Evil representing New Japan
Mm-hmm.
versus
German
UK
favorite.
superstar Michael Oku.
That's gonna be wild.
Uh,
I'm
then
excited
you
to
ha-
see Michael Oku. I've never seen him in person before.
and then you have Clark Connors defending the Defy Championship versus man like Darius,
That'll be a good one.
That
and El Fantasma.
Oh, ELP.
Yeah,
And that's just kicking off the action on Thursday, man.
yeah.
And then you go to that Mark Hitchcock show we mentioned
And
earlier.
then we have a
Oh, yeah.
six woman tag. Vert Vixen, Amira, and Viva Van versus Nicole Matthews, Rio, and Eliza Hall. So
Ooh,
a
that'll be
lot of
good.
great Northwest talent plus Japanese great Rio.
Yeah. Oh, that. So it's not Rio from Progress. It's the Rio
Or
from
is she from
AEW.
Progress? Yeah,
Yeah, that's from That's the girl from
Progress.
Progress. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
I saw her last year for the first time, and she's incredible.
Yeah.
She's
Oh,
awesome.
and the Rock and Roll Express versus Midnight Heat.
Oh my God, is that on that show?
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
this collective is just full of like it's just gift after gift. Like I say, I've never seen anything like it, and I don't think you ever like it. It is going to be one of the speaking points of WrestleMania weekend. We mentioned earlier, it's going to be a big Thursday night because the Josh Barnett's Bloodsport is going hard. I mean, how many competitors from WWE are on this show? Like what, 4?
Yeah.
Because you got Charlie Dempsey, you got Natalia making her Bloodsport debut, Karrion Cross, Pete Dunne is on the show. Let's just name a few. And they just announced, and I don't know if this is going to be the main event, but it's definitely one of the bigger matchups. Josh Barnett will be going against Gabe Kidd. That is going to be fucking nuts.
That's got to be the main event or co-main event because that is crazy.
Yeah.
The you have Shayna Baszler versus
Shayna Baszler's on the card too.
I think she I yeah. I think someone pulled out and they put her
Oh.
there. Because
That's
it's her
news.
versus Konami. You have
Okay.
that dude. You have Tavion Heights from NXT
Hmm.
versus Royce Isaacs. Karrion Kross versus JR Kratos.
Oh, that'd be dope. Yeah, that Kratos against Cross is going to be insane. Big
Yeah.
meaty men slapping meat.
Yeah. And then you have Natty versus Miyu Yamashita.
That'll be great.
You have Charlie Dempsey versus Shinya Aoki.
Oh, that'll be good.
And then my match of the night for Bloodsport, Pete Dunne versus Timothy Thatcher.
Oh, it's going to be so good.
And then you have Carmen Petrovic versus Maika.
Yeah.
So,
And-
yeah, that Bloodsport is stacked with WWE talent.
We also got Tokyo Joshi Pro and DDT Pro will be taking place on Friday. Hey, let's talk about the Progress show. They got an incredible scramble match for I forget which Progress title it is, but I mean it's very unique because I mean you have Effie's in the match. You've got Paul Walter Hauser is going to be in the match. Simon Miller. You've got I forget his name, but from Cheeky Little Buggos is going to be in the matchup.
Yeah. You have the Dragon Gate show.
Dragon Gate's going to be awesome. Kick it
Dragon
off
Gate
with.
USA getting revived makes me very happy.
And of course, on that show is the all-time great Ultimo Dragon will be on that show.
See, I hate this because I have to root against Ultimo Dragon.
Why is it? Because of the opponents?
Yeah.
So what's the matchup? I know it's a 6-man.
It's him. It's Ultimo Dragon, Ola, Australia, and El Kukui versus Travis Williams, Judas Igris, and Ever Rivers, a.k.a. The Sovereign. You all know Judas and Travis Williams as Sinner and Saint from TNA Wrestling.
Oh, yeah, from TNA. Yeah.
My Canadian boys who spend so much time in Washington State that I've gotten to know very well. Yeah.
But it's a loaded collective.
Your
like,
boy. Oh, dang it. I wonder who they got to replace him.
Oh, Cole.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, that's another match we got to talk about. The collective, or at the Joey Janela Spring Break. It's the GCW tag titles are going to be up for grabs with Violence is Forever defending against Alex Price and a mystery partner.
Yeah, I wonder if he's going to have a mystery partner for this.
I don't know. I have a prediction. Who the partner could be, and that's going to make you moist, Michael.
Who?
I think it's going to be a returning Jordan Oliver.
I would fucking love that.
I think that's what's going to be. I think it's. Yeah. That's my prediction.
I tweeted out the other day to Jordan because I'm very much into the fact that I want Nick to leave Christian's patriarchy and join the crew. Because I just think after watching that pre-show match that he just fits well with the crew, styles-wise. But you add a fourth member and you add Jordan Oliver to that.
Ooh, shit.
I think that would look really good on TV. But Jordan Oliver is very known and like he doesn't want to work on TV. And he very much likes being an outlaw working for GCW. Which I respect.
I respect that. Yeah.
But I think we should say before we leave, R.I.P. to Nick Gage's wife.
Yeah, that sad news just come out this week. His wife tragically passing away. Um, love Nick Gage, MDK all day. You hate to hear that, man. I know she was a pivotal part of his life. You know, not only like his wife, his lover, but like best friend,
Yeah,
really.
yeah. Like
You could
their
see that
sacred.
emotion between those if you watch like the Dark Side of the Ring episode on them. You can just see like how important they were to each other.
Yeah,
So, good, but yeah, huge shout out to Nick Gage. Our thoughts and prayers are with you and your family. Going through that, but yeah, Collective is going to be a phenomenal show. Another one we forgot to mention was the Clusterfuck Forever. I mean, the Clusterfuck match itself is bonkers, but also on that show they've announced the first ever GCW Scramble match that will take place inside of a steel cage.
that's
That's
gonna
gonna
be
be
wild.
that's gonna be fucking nuts. We don't know. I don't think they've officially announced participants yet,
They
but
have not. They have announced participants for the actual clusterfuck match itself.
which
Um,
is gonna be full of so many surprises.
I can't wait to see Maven work.
Yeah, Maven is in the clusterfuck officially. And it
I
being
need
WrestleMania
him.
weekend.
I need him to redo the with Pero.
Oh, do the drop kick thing? Yeah,
Yeah,
that would be hilarious.
or some other big guy in the GCW roster. I just think
Yeah.
that would be really great.
Oh, what's that? Really big. Uh, is it Big F and Joe? What's
Big
the
F and
That
name?
too.
Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's in the clusterfuck. He'll be there.
yeah. He'd be a good one for that.
But
Let's see.
WrestleMania weekend is upon us. It's coming next week. It starts next Wednesday. Like WrestleMania. It's not even weekend anymore. At this point, it's WrestleMania week.
Yeah.
And it's so exciting. Gentlemen, as we're wrapping this episode up here tonight, let me ask you this. What match so far on the WrestleMania card this year do you think could end up being a hidden gem matchup we talk about years to come?
Hmm.
Ooh. Ooh. I would have to look at the card right now.
I know one I'm excited about seeing, and I'm excited because of the story. I'm really excited to see Naomi and Jade. I think that's gonna be a fun matchup. Um, I don't know if I'd say necessarily a hidden gem, but I think it's gonna be a fun matchup. I'm also excited for Jacob Fatu's coming out party. That's gonna be awesome. Seeing him compete at a WrestleMania, so deserved. Um, One I'm excited about, I think, and it's kind of like a thrown together match, but I'm intrigued by the story is the fatal four way for the Intercontinental title. I think that's gonna be a fun matchup. I'm calling it now. We're gonna have a prediction show next week, but I'm calling it now. Dirty Dom is walking out the IC champ.
You would.
It's
You
Uh,
happening.
would.
I think I know it's a weird storyline, but if they allow it to work in the ring wise, and give it time, Rey Mysterio versus El Grande, aka uh, Gale, because you know that's who that is.
Who?
El Grande Americano. I feel wrong as a white man saying that. Okay.
El
Yeah, I know El
Grande
Grande
Americano.
Americano, but we don't know who he is, other than El Grande He's got a rich history in lucha libre.
Other than one of the
It's
greatest
it's such
luchadors
a
of our
wrong
time,
storyline.
he trained in the Gulf of America.
He's from the Gulf of America.
It's just a wild thing to
Fuck that
say.
orange face. Fuck.
Yeah,
Um,
that's why I didn't want to say any of these things because it was like this is a the storyline feels wrong. But I feel like if they give
Hey,
that match great time, that would be a great in ring work.
it's gonna be it's gonna be entertaining for sure, I think. But I don't know. When you first asked that question, I kept gravitating towards Drew and Damien. I feel like if they give that match time, it's gonna be
I
dope.
forgot that match is on the card, and you know what? That could be a great match.
although technically not officially announced,
No,
but we
it's
know it's
official.
happening.
It's
Oh, is it
official.
Yeah,
It's
official?
official.
Okay.
yeah, they did
It
make it
got announced
official.
today.
Is it a street fight or is it a regular match?
I
Didn't
didn't
look that
see.
close.
Okay. Because the rumor was it was going to be a street fight.
I don't know if that. It just says singles match for right now. They could add a stipulation to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're probably going to do that on TV.
Well, it's crazy to think we've got SmackDown this week, and then after that, literally, it's Raw and SmackDown, the go home shows for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And
It just blows my mind.
Cena
It's
will
almost
be
here.
at SmackDown. this
Yeah,
week.
and they
Just
announced
that.
today John Cena will be at SmackDown. They'll go home SmackDown Friday night from Vegas. So
I need him and Cody to put hands on each other.
I think it's happening. I think it's happening. But like I say, it's the most exciting time of year. Everybody enjoy this. This is like our Christmas, pretty much. It's WrestleMania season. I mean, not just so much with what WWE's got going on, but like everything that's going to be going on in the Vegas area. Like, if you can't get there, do yourself a favor. Check it out on Triller TV. Check it out on all these other platforms where you can get the pro wrestling action. Because anybody that's anybody is going to be out there. Everybody from GCW to all the collective companies that are working there to JCW to Circle Six is going to be out there. I mean,
Gay.
Dragon
Yeah.
Gate.
Yeah.
So
And
many.
if you're one that doesn't like pay for a Triller TV Plus subscription, I totally get it. Because if you're like me, you have enough subscriptions in your life. But do yourself a favor and for this month, do it and thank me later because
Mm-hmm.
if you do that, you get all the collective and um, a bunch more. You can always cancel it. And you know,
Also,
I would definitely sign up for it.
one we didn't even mention, TNA's running a show out there too.
I didn't know that.
TNA's running a show out there.
Unbreakable or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 I don't
Yeah.
even know what they have on it, honestly.
They
I don't
haven't announced anything.
I don't think they've announced more for like the Rebellion show, which is after this. But yeah. But TNA Unbreakable is going to be out there. I did see this. I'm kind of bummed because I'm going to miss it or I could. I don't know. It'd be too hard to pull it off because I want to go to the Defy show. But at the same time, Defy's going on. They're doing like this luncheon with for Chris Bay. It's like a Chris Bay Q&A.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a thing to raise money. Like I'd love to go to that, but
I love that.
The Gathering this summer? Oh man, so I'll be honest, I'm not like a big ICP guy. I would go for the wrestling probably, but I probably won't be going to the Gathering. What about you, Mike? You gonna will yourself to the Gathering?
I've always wanted to.
I could see you thriving in that environment, my friend. Like I feel like you would be at home.
I would.
Like I tell you what, if you can get to the Gathering, I'll fucking be there, dude. I'll be there pouring Fago on your ass or whatever you want. I'll be there with some magnets asking you how the fuck they work. You know, I will fucking be.
You're a fucking asshole for that one.
I
well,
can't think of a greater way to close the show.
There you go. But regardless, like I say, WrestleMania, it's the most wonderful time of year. It's WrestleMania. See, WrestleMania is upon us. WrestleMania week is almost here. And as always, when we close out Learning the Ropes, we got to end it with a plug of Palooza. Mike, tell us where we can find you, brother.
MJ DePus is 1992 on all social media platforms. You can catch me on World Championship Wreckage's Queen's Court when we do stuff. Catch me here, of course. Also on World Championship Wreckage's every Monday. Netflix and Raw with Doug, the Pro Wrestling Wizard, and the Ring Queen Michaela as we watch Raw live. Those have been really fun to do. And catch me every once in a while on Off the Top Media's YouTube channels and Rivet City Radio's YouTube channels when they need me there.
There you go. Mike is all over the place. Very talented.
Oh,
man.
and new channel coming out. Me and Dad Hat, aka Justin, we are going to be, I'm going to be watching for the first time going through Survivor. He's a huge Survivor fan. So he's going to join me on this journey on one of TV's oldest reality competition shows.
There you go. That's gonna be something different, something cool you got cooking. Such a talented man you are. You try. You're so modest. Of course, B-roll and myself. You can catch us here on Cole TV. You can catch a replay of PW60 available now, and as well as you can catch a brand new episode this upcoming Monday. It's our go home show for WrestleMania, brother. So it's going to be a fun one. We've also next week we got a brand new episode of I'm Your Huckleberry, as well as our WrestleMania prediction show. And don't forget tomorrow night to tune in here to Cole TV. Got a brand new episode of Friday Night Movie Night. It's a very interesting one to say the least. Things go off the rails. It's you're going to want to tune in and see what it's all about. And as we mentioned, do not forget the following 3 weeks after next week is going to be huge here on Cole TV because we're going to have our WrestleMania week, our collective week, and our Squared Circle Expo week. So we'll have vlogs from all sorts of that. And mentioning Squared Circle Expo 5 is the largest wrestling convention in the Midwest, and it is coming to Indianapolis. It will be the last weekend in April, April 25th and 26th in Indy. If you are there, make sure you come by and see us because we do have a table there. We will be there all weekend. We'll be there with our good, close buddy, our other brother from our other mother, Jay, will be with us. So you're going to want to come meet us, and we may have some surprises in store. So you're going to want to check that out as well. And of course, you can get some of our merch over on ProWrestlingTees.com. You get a Cole TV shirt. You can get a PW60 shirt. And we promise you, one day we're going to have more. But thank you so much for joining us tonight here on Learning the Ropes as we have talked about our WrestleMania Hidden Gem matches. And seriously, do yourself a favor. Go check out some of these matches. Go over to the Cock. Get you some cock. You look like you could use some cock. Get you some cock over on the Peacock where you can watch all these matches and so much more. The Cock offers so much. You know what? You can watch all the Fast and Furious movies. I think they got like the fucking Real Housewives there and every WrestleMania. Like, is there nothing that the Cock cannot do? I'm just saying.
You just can't see Mickey James anymore.
Well, you can't see her do this. Anyways, you know, if you know, you know. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Learning the Ropes. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. We all love you. We appreciate you. We appreciate the love and support. And as always, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Until next time, we'll see you on another episode of Learning the Ropes.